Us now for more on Donald Trump's booking tonight is the host of WGN Political Report, Paul Lisnek. Paul, I can't get past the obvious. I mean, he's been indicted now 4 times, but what really stands out is something simple, the mugshot.
It does, and Jackie and Ray, hi again. Let's keep in mind that the mugshot as he posed for it, that was not random or caught off guard. You can be sure that the former president spent time deciding what look he wanted in that mugshot, because he knows that it's everywhere. It already is. His supporters will make T-shirts out of it. His campaign may make T-shirts out of it. So the mugshot, which our viewers are looking at right now, is it defiant? I mean, you can sort of give the adjective you want to put on there, but it's certainly not one of the smiling faces that we've seen some of the other ones do. So it's intentional, and we'll see in what way he plans to use it, I think, in the coming days.
Well, when you combine that mugshot with the timing of the surrender today, and last night's non-appearance at that GOP debate, how do you suspect, how effective will all of this be as Trump tries to use all of this to sort of further his campaign?
Ray, as you know, Trump is excellent at always holding on and controlling the news cycle. So when you think about it, last night he didn't want to appear at the debate. That's his choice. So what did he do? He did a debate with Tucker Carlson that was released at the very moment the debate was on. And then what happens today when, of course, all of the cable news channels would be talking debate all day and all night? Well, he stepped right on top of that. He could have shown up to be processed tomorrow. He could have shown up this morning. He could have shown up yesterday. He chose to do it, and he chose to do it tonight during prime time. He wanted to get on there while the prime time cable shows were there, which means it knocks the debate discussion right off the front burner, puts him back on the front burner, and it's what we're talking about right now. It's what he wants.
And furthering that message, I guess he showed back up on what's now known as X, formerly Twitter, tweeting out that mugshot.
Yeah, he did. And that's why I say that that's an intentional picture, that pose, that expression is intentional. He didn't have to wait for others to post it. He posted it. So clearly he has some plans to use it. We're right at the beginning of the campaign, so we will see how. But he's got a very busy time ahead of him because, as of course you both know, the schedule of hearings and whatnot get underway very soon. In fact, starting next week, hearings begin. And he will have a great difficulty in juggling all the campaign efforts he wants to make, and at the same time having to juggle all the legalities that he's involved in.
And returning to that process, so he was not arraigned today, if you could go into detail about that, and also your thoughts on that speedy trial October 23rd.
Yeah, so in many places we know that when he's shown up for the booking process, first of all, he didn't have a mugshot, and secondly, he was arraigned right at the same time, one-stop shopping. That's not the way Georgia works. So in Georgia, all 19 of these people have had to get their way, and those that haven't made it have until tomorrow at noon to get in there and get booked and get mugshots and fingerprinted and all of that, which Trump went through as well, booking sheet, all that kind of thing. And then sometime before September 5th, they will all have to appear again before the judge. None of this was before a judge that they had to be at. And so then a judge will step in, and that will be the arraignment. That's when the charges will either be read to them, or they will be asked if they've reviewed them with their lawyers. They'll all say yes. How do you plead? The answer will be not guilty, I assure you. And then pretty much after that, nothing more than a next hearing date will be set. So that, too, will be a very brief hearing. But, Jackie, it will be televised. So unlike the federal cases, which are not televised, Georgia will be. The judge has already said they're going to be televised. And I'm sure that we and everybody else will be covering that wall to wall as we see how President Trump handles the actual hearing where he's present for his arraignment. We have not seen that before. We're going to see it.
Briefly here, Paul, before we wrap it up, this is history 4 times over now with this arrest. How does this case fit or get adjudicated now with Special Counsel Jack Smith's 2 cases that he is prosecuting?
Well, what we know is that the lawyers involved in those cases, Fani Willis, Jack Smith, they haven't apparently done much talking. Fani Willis won't say whether she has or not, but it doesn't seem to be they've been communicating. But what we know is that all of them, Alvin Bragg, all 4 of these lawyers, they're going to have a chat and decide who goes first. My best guess, I know we're out of time, my best guess, the D.C. January 6th case goes first, and we will know Monday because the judge in that case is going to set the trial date. I expect that to be sooner than the other ones. That's an easier case to prove in terms of there's no documents or, not the kind of documents. We'll see what happens, but the judges have to agree who is going to go first, and I think it's going to be January 6th.
Okay, we'll see if you're correct. Thank you so much, Paul Lisnick.
See you soon, guys.